Hi, I'm Australian Louis Zazaran, and I want to issue you a warm welcome to the Greentech Nexpo 2023 here in sunny Tallinn, Estonia. Now, we have got groundbreaking green technology innovations from around the world, all coming together. We've got entrepreneurs, policymakers in a collective effort to forge a more sustainable future. I am delighted to be your host for the next 59 demo minutes spotlighting outstanding Estonian green tech companies. I've been in Estonia for more than a decade, and my observation is that these people are very connected to the land, very connected to the nature. I think it's a pretty unique place. It's still a place where you can go and get away from it all and really be alone in that nature, and I find that's a very special connection to Estonian people. But it's not just that part of it, that it's formed a really crucial role in fostering a robust work ethic, forward-thinking ideologies, and we've also got a highly entrepreneurial economy. Now, present-day Estonia not only stands as a trailblazing digital society, but they have really attacked the challenges of digitalization. It is a place where I can do all my government services online. It's like they don't want you to come into the office, and I love it. So also, did you know that Estonia has a really deep commitment to environmental sustainability, and that more than 50% of Estonia's land is covered by forest? As I said, you can easily find places to get away from it all in this country. So Estonia has evolved to confront the challenges of decarbonization in the economy, and they are once again poised to take a leading role in clean tech and green tech technologies. We've got companies like Skeleton and Elcogen. They're both Estonian, they're both global leaders in green tech, and they serve as a testament that Estonians know how to do it. The next 8 companies that you will see are showcasing their innovations in the areas of smart city, energy, and biotech. You are going to witness companies that are actively contributing to making our planet a better place. So before we get on with this, let us talk to the head of Cleantech Estonia and Cleantech for Baltics, Kari Ristkok. Kari, thank you very much for sitting down with me today. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your connection to the Estonian clean tech sector?
Well, I usually start introducing myself by saying that I have the pleasure of representing the most important, the most impactful sector in Estonia and in the world, which is the clean tech sector. And what we do in Cleantech Estonia is to kind of unite, support, and represent the sector to make sure that the sector has everything it needs to develop, both in Estonia but also more globally. So that's what we do. Maybe about the history of the sector a bit.
Tell us
so right now, I would say that we're at the sweet spot of having a very big acceleration in the development of the sector. But it hasn't always been that way, of course. We started back in 2016, and back then the sector was started emerging, basically. We had some first startups in the field, and now what we see the past 3 years is that it's really booming. Why? I would say, first of all, in Estonia, we're building on a very strong entrepreneurial culture, very strong digital innovation-driven culture as well, and it's easy to develop it. But what's supporting as well is the good regulation that we have. We have set the environmental and climate goals on EU level. Also in Estonia, we're working to make it more precise, to make sure that we bring our economy into the planetary boundaries. And we have very innovative, cool companies that are developing products, services, processes that help us do that. And they're collaborating with big companies as well in the market to help them bring their activities into the natural norm.
So yeah, Estonia has a long history of being a startup leader, We've launched many, many unicorns already. And so what you're saying is that experience that we have as a nation and as an industry has been able to pivot into clean tech industries very easily because we already have this infrastructure and, as you say, the government support behind such programs.
Absolutely. A good example is that Estonia was one of the first countries in the world to have smart electricity and gas meters, which allowed for our energy sector innovators to come up with very cool demand management, smart grid service solutions. And they went to the market very early on. So now we have a very strong clean tech energy sector, I would say. But what's also important is that we have a supportive ecosystem. There's actors like Cleantech Estonia that are supporting the actual entrepreneurs. We help to bring investors, foreign investors, to understand the market, to find the opportunities of investment in Estonia. And we also bring our companies to foreign markets. We help them find the foreign partners and get to know the foreign markets. There are, of course, very important actors that are accelerators that help to kind of take the first idea or the first product and get it out to the market. We have a specialized clean tech accelerator in Estonia called Beamline Accelerator. There's startups, clean tech startups from all over the world in there. Then we have very good incubators and accelerators next to the big universities. I would say the main ones are at the Tartu University and Taltech. And there's really this co-creation vibe in Estonia. I would say the successful entrepreneurs, they really want to support the newcomers. There's a sense of giving back to the community, and that's very good to see. And it's only starting to be possible among the clean tech actors now. Now past years we've had some very big success stories in clean tech. Companies that are raising hundreds of millions and building huge factories. So now it's their time to give back to the community, I think.
I love it. It sounds like the clean tech sector is on a tremendous vector here in Estonia. Kari, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Let's look at some examples of very innovative Estonian clean tech companies. We are going to start with one organization that has a mushroom to solve every problem. We're going to talk to Siim Raarik, and he is Innovation CEO at Shroomwell.
Imagine a world where people are healthy and climate is in harmony. Shroomwell and mushrooms are the next big thing for humanity. There is a mushroom that has saved more than 100 million lives. It's called the penicillium, also known as antibiotics. So Shroomwell uses medicinal mushrooms to make products for us to live longer and healthier. Shroomwell's Mycomat is cleaning up oil spills and helps bring life back to the deserts. Shroomwell mushroom trees help bring biodiversity back to the forest and also help sequester carbon into the soil. So forest owners have less pressure for cutting down forest when they can grow medicinal mushrooms on living trees, on clear-cut forest, and in new planted forests. So join us as a colleague, client, or an investor, because Shroomwell has no limits. We have a saying in a company, so there is a mushroom for every problem.
Siim, thank you very much for that. Shroomwell seems like a very interesting company. If I understand, you're working on health and wellness products, but also products to help the environment, cleaning up the oil. Can you talk more about this?
Yes, so we have two major fields that we're focusing on. The wellness side for increasing human health, and also the innovation side, like you mentioned. So both of them are huge markets. So we are really eager to see what is the real potential of mushrooms, in that sense that they are one of the founders of the life on Earth.
You're CEO of the innovation leg of Shroomwell, which I understand is you're working in the environment. Can you talk more about this? What are some of the things that you're doing with your products, with your mushroom?
So we have basically 15 projects. Each of them are in different phases. But like I mentioned, that we are focusing on creating less pressure for forest owners when they can grow side revenues as mushrooms in the forest. So on different varieties. Also, we are working on with different international partners to clean up oil spills and bring life back to the forest. So we have like 5 universities all over the world, and it's like really fun thing to do.
Okay, so how big do you think is the market opportunity here, and how many countries are you working in?
So when we're talking about the wellness sector, the pharmaceuticals itself is like $1 trillion sector. But the point is that it is turning from reactive medicine to preventive medicine. And that's why medicinal mushroom sector is growing rapidly. And it's already like 6 billion. When we're talking about innovation side, then UN said that beside flora and fauna, the fungi are the next big thing, which means that our solution is going to be on millions of hectares around the world.
That's really good. So how come your product is unique? What are you doing that's particularly innovative in this field?
When we're gathering all these scientists all around the world, from Netherlands to Sweden to Estonia to Singapore to London, so all this brain power can achieve something that hasn't done before. So this is our edge, and this is what we are doing.
Okay, so you're heavily investing in research and development, working with top scientists to really find new innovative ways to use these mushrooms.
Yes, and they're scalable as well. So scale is the key that scientists on themselves cannot achieve, but we export products up to 21 countries and we have the scale. But the point is how to bring that scale to that science and brain power to scale. And this is what we do.
Okay. So you're working on, as you said, to find ways to help farmers to grow these mushrooms on ways that it's not just about you producing them.
Yeah.
It's about having many farmers, I guess, in many different countries being able to produce these mushrooms.
Yeah. And also what I want to tell you is that environment protection doesn't have to be like something subsidized. So we have a profitable environment saving business plans. So this is totally new in the market, and that's why we have so many different investors as well with us from all over the world. And we see there is a huge potential in mushroom sector.
Seems to be. So to wrap it up, tell us about what are 1 or 2 key features? Where are you going with this? What's the next things you're going to add?
So at the moment, we are focusing on these forest solutions. So forest is a big topic. At the same time, there is a really big demand for deserted areas where you want to plant a new forest, but plants without fungi actually don't want to grow. So we have the key element for making it happen worldwide. And this is what makes us really different and unique.
So in very arid climates, hot like a desert where there isn't much light, putting in the fungi and the mushrooms first can help to promote growth from other forms of life and so.
Yes, so we can cover the whole earth with vegetation.
I love it. I had no idea that the world's biggest supplier of functional mushrooms comes from Estonia. Our next pitch is from Siim Viips, and he is the CEO of innovative energy company Beasley. Let's go.
Built environment contributes over 40% of total CO2 emissions. And at the same time, we have proven that intelligent buildings in average reduce the energy consumption over 50%. At the same time, only 5% of the buildings globally have even some automation system. And 95% of those don't work properly. And we have realized that the problem is the cost and quality, and especially overhead cost related to the mainstream technologies. We have created a single cloud platform which reduces the cost and quality to the level that it's feasible for the whole market.
Siim, thank you very much for that. Now, so many of us have home automations these days that I think we might have assumed that, hey, this must exist at a building level. But you're telling us apparently not. This is an untapped market.
Yes, in large part, so 95% of the market is not able to afford the proper intelligent building solutions.
Right, but from what you're telling us, it sounds like you can't afford not to have an intelligent building solution these days. If I can cut down 50% of my heating costs, that's a massive amount of money.
Yeah, so I was talking about the full energy cost, not only heating, but still the opportunity is massive. And also, if you take European directives, then in the future all the buildings need to be intelligent, and also you need to be able to direct users with the usability to consume less.
Right, so not only is it important for the building to be smart, but the people who inhabit that building need to be educated so they can use these facilities to the best of their capabilities as well.
Yes, correct. Because if you deploy intelligent building, but then and most efficient building of all time, but still if the user is keeping the window open for the whole winter, then it doesn't work.
Fair enough. So how come this hasn't existed previously? I mean, there's monitors, there's cameras, there's different things that can help us. Is it a problem sticking them all together?
The problem is that the mainstream technology, both on the lighting side and the automation side in Europe, originates from the 70s. And it's a really fluctuated market with different standards. So it's basically like automotive market prior to Henry Ford. So it's like every building is a bespoke building, and it's as good as the integrator who is deploying that. While we see that the only way to get the cost down and quality up is through the standardization.
Oh, okay, so all of the parts here talk together, they all communicate, and they're all going back to one central point that's logging that information and allowing us to view that data.
Yeah, so actually we go one step further, so we start from the hardware manufacturing and ends with the building management solution. And also we are able to manufacture, close to the source, like in any PCB manufacturer, also reducing the carbon footprint already on the production side.
Right, so first of all, you're doing end-to-end. You're creating the hardware, creating the devices, and then also the software that will integrate all of those and give us that data, which is definitely a huge value. And then you're also telling us that you are flexible with your production facilities. So whether it is wherever it is around the world, we don't need expensive shipping to do that. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes, so embedded carbon is very important part of the ESG strategies. And it's becoming more and more important. So we are looking at those things as well, not only cost, but also the carbon footprint.
Of course. So what makes you unique in the marketplace? Is it the way they all come together? Is it the end-to-end solution? What do you think?
So we have basically patented the process where everything is built around one digital twin, which is already used with sales. So you don't need high-level engineers spending months and months in creating the proposals and doing the sales. And then the same digital twin is also used in the installation and later on running of the building. And this pushes the cost down, quality up, and also maximizes the energy savings over time because the data structure is the same for all the buildings.
Right, so I can imagine as well, if you're getting data from a number of different buildings, this grows over time, you're learning how to be more efficient as time goes on.
Yes, that's correct. So our customer promise is that every building that's running on our platform, eventually we will get maximum savings out because the saving percentages are increasing over time.
Very interesting. So what's your background? How did you come to this technology?
So actually I invested into one smart building startup more than a decade ago. And I learned there, why only 5% of the buildings are with automation. And at the same time, I was building my previous company, which is now a Nasdaq-listed company called Modera, which is doing automotive retail process digitalization. And as I saw that the problem is the overhead, then in Modera we were able to, with some premium brands, reduce the overheads in sales process up to 50 times. And then basically I brought those two things together to get the optimization to another conservative market.
I love it. Siim, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you very much to Beasley. We're seeing the way that we're doing end-to-end integration in buildings to help us save costs and energy. Next up, we are going to be talking to CEO and co-founder of biotech company Gelitex. Let's talk to Mr. Mart-Erik Martens.
Hi, I'm Mart-Erik, co-founder and CEO of deep tech cleantech startup Gelitex59. We are innovating how the nanofibers are made. What is common between burn injury treatment, cell-based meat, and a reduction of animals from pharmaceutical and cosmetic trials. They all utilize the cell culture and tissue engineering. And one of the biggest challenge with that is that there is currently no standardized way how to produce cells and foreign tissues on a large scale. Shelletex is solving that by deploying a novel way how to produce nanofibers on a high scale, which is called halo spinning. Halo spinning allows us to reduce the cost of nanofibers orders of magnitude compared to prior art. It helps to bring nanofibers to the applications where it wasn't possible to use them before because of high price and unscalable production capabilities. We're today working with top biotech companies in the world, including some multi-billion-dollar corporates who are utilizing our nanofibers to be used in their products and processes. We are also one of the leading scaffolding provider for cultured meat companies, working with more than half of the companies in the world. If this looks interesting for you, definitely come and join us on our next investment round.
Matt, Eric, thank you very much for that. I had no idea that nanofibers were the basis of such diverse products like surgical bandages, but also lab-grown meat. That's amazing.
Thanks. Yep. We're trying to disrupt the world by deploying the nanofibers in the world, commoditizing those.
Right. So what's your business model here? Are you trying to make bandages? Are you trying to grow meat? How are you producing a business model around your product?
Sure. So fundamentally, we're a technology company. So we would like to innovate and we want to deploy our materials and production capabilities in our customers' facility. So the main business model is actually licensing, where we give you access to use our machines, so actual machines,
sure,
recipes, access to patents, and then you can produce these materials by yourself for your products, your processes.
Okay, and that makes the most sense for your customers in your market. It's not like you have a factory where you're shipping them out.
So from scalability point of view, it makes sense more to do licensing rather to build a more and more bigger factory.
Okay, because you're interested in being a technology company. You're interested in focusing on this part and letting your partners then build
exactly
on top of that.
We're let's say we're not a medical device company, which takes a lot of regulatory expertise to commercialize a product. So, and our partners are really good at it.
Yeah.
They can do it faster, they can do it more efficiently. Let them do it.
Okay, I really like that you know your speciality and you want to stick to that to do what you do best. So how do you see, is there any way for you to work out the market cap and the market opportunity? There seems to be so many possibilities.
Yeah, I mean, we're ultimately, how we summarize all those, let's say, activities under a single umbrella, this is biotechnology, what we're talking about. And this industry is $85 billion industry within 5 years. Current growth rate is 12% a year. So, I mean, and we have different solutions for different, let's say, market segments within biotechnology sector.
Right, okay. How did you come to this? Is this a partnership, or how did this technology come about?
Yeah, so I personally, my background is in material science. I was working with nanofibers that were produced with different technology, and I immediately saw the potential of those materials and at the same time the challenges in terms of scalability and price. And then I met with my co-founder Marian. Her background is from textile industry, as well as she has an MBA. So we got together, and then the idea was formed that let's make nanofibers more scalable, let's commercialize those, and here we are.
It seems like a really good opportunity to fundamentally change the way that something very fundamental is made that has so many uses. Where do you see yourself going from here? Are you trying to refine the technology still? Are you looking to different areas? Where do you go?
Yeah, so 2 points here. And the next step for us is to have a certified production facility, small scale, which we can invite our customers over, say, okay, that's how it's done. Let's make 10 times bigger setup at your facilities. But another point is that I strongly believe that history has taught us that every great breakthrough in human technology has emerged from material innovation. Semiconductors were, let's say, researched. Now we have computer chips everywhere. First polymers were synthesized. Now we have plastics, polymers everywhere around us. And we believe strongly that the next great breakthrough in human technology will come from biotechnology, powered by our nanofibers.
Right, so you can make these nanofibers that have a really diverse range of interest. And what are you making them from? What are the products that are coming from?
So the technology is material agnostic, meaning that we can work with a variety of different polymers. We are heavily focusing on bio-based ingredients, such as plant-based proteins, some, let's say, chitosan, collagen, some biotech materials, as well as synthetic materials derived from bio-based sources. We can work with PLA, we can work with BHP, PCL, PLGA. I don't know if these polymers tell you anything, but we can work with a variety of different materials.
Very interesting. Matt and Eric, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gelitex are really unlocking the potential of nanofibers using their patented Halo Spin technology. It looks pretty amazing. Next up, we have Ivar Knusenberg, and he's CEO of energy company Power Up Technology.
The electricity grid is failing us, and the reason is increased electrification. There's more and more electric vehicles. People consume more and more electricity through their devices. And because the grid is outdated, the grid fails. The batteries could help us, but the batteries are way too heavy for many applications. They're way too big, and they may be extremely expensive when you scale up the system. And that's why we at Power Up, we have been developing AI-enabled hydrogen fuel cell-based battery capacity extenders. These allow you to get more energy, more power for longer, for cheaper. And these units allow it to really increase the lifetime of your battery packs more than twice, and also reduce the initial capex investment to your battery systems more than 4 times. And obviously, we really bring you the safety. We're selling our units to various market segments, to the construction industry, railway, medical, telecommunication, etc., etc. But we're further increasing our business, and we need to produce more and more units. And that's why we are fundraising 7 million euros today. So if you're interested in us, please contact us. Thank you.
Ivar, thank you very much for that. Now, Power Up, as I understand, is making these units here. They're portable power generators. Is that right?
That's so true. You understood it absolutely correct.
I'm all over it. I'm an expert in the industry.
Yeah.
Now, these use hydrogen. You can refill them. Is that right?
Yeah, you use external cylinders.
Okay.
You can use 10-liter cylinder, 100 liters, whatever you need.
Right. Why then, why is hydrogen better than my average battery?
Because the battery is only the energy storage device.
Okay.
This is the charger. This is the electric generator, which is actually charging the battery. So we combine our units with the lithium-ion batteries. It's a battery agnostic. You can connect also your lead-acid battery, whatever you need. And this is giving you the capacity. So you have your small battery pack, it's not enough, so you connect our unit. You can extend the time for your power from 1 hour to 20 hours for 40 hours with this particular unit, depending on how much hydrogen you have.
Of course. So is it the ability also then to transport hydrogen and get hydrogen might be easier than if you, as you say, if you're not on the grid or the grid is having problems or so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. If the grid fails, you need to have either the diesel generator or something else. You may have the batteries, but as said, if the blackout is longer than your battery capacity, then you need something else to help. And that's the unit what you really badly need.
Sure. So if you're going to some place that's remote, maybe you could stock up on the hydrogen to take with you to keep refilling this as a better form of power.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're somewhere off-grid, outside, but also in the cities, we have many blackouts in the cities as well.
True.
Even the Berlin has nowadays the blackouts.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and the hydrogen, the beauty of the hydrogen is that it can stay there for 10 years in the cylinder without any care. Also, that particular unit, it doesn't need much maintenance.
Okay.
So, I mean, it can stay there until you really need it.
Sure. What are some of the real-world customers who are using this technology, and why do they like this over lithium-ion solutions?
One of our big customer segment is the construction industry. In the Scandinavia, in the Netherlands, they're not allowed to participate in the public tenders anymore if they use the fossil fuels. So they had to turn to the batteries, but batteries are not enough. There's not enough capacity, and that's why they're now using our units as well. Okay. Then there's also the telecommunication industry, and we are also providing units to the pharmacies and medical clinics. They need to have the backup power for the refrigerators. Mm-hmm. They need to have it for the computers to run. Everything is digitalized. and et cetera, et cetera. There's many use cases. This product is market agnostic, so defense units can use it. There's many use cases, even the private homes. So wherever the more energy than the batteries just alone can provide, I mean, there's where I'm helping to mankind.
That is very interesting. So a unit this size, it's reasonable that something like this could keep like a pharmacy or a private home running for a period of time in the case of a blackout.
4 days if needed.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of energy storage going on in here.
Yeah, because refrigerator in the pharmacy consumes only 150 to 300 watts. The computer the same way is 60 to 200 watts. So, and in the small canister of the hydrogen, you can have really like 20 kilowatt hours. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, okay. So what's the business model of PowerUp? You're producing, making these, selling them, hiring. How are you making your money?
So obviously we are selling these off, but there's also clients who's leasing these.
Okay.
So the lease is also an option. So there's different ways to really acquire this beautiful machine.
Okay.
And yeah, as I said, I mean, there's many market segments. We have been selling these units already to across the globe, to US, to Japan, to the Middle East. So yeah.
All right, and you're manufacturing them yourself, you're not outsourcing that?
We do that ourselves. So it's like a Rolls Royce we put together with our love.
Of course. Are you looking for distribution partners globally?
We do. We're expanding now the distribution channels, obviously. And we're looking also installment partners and obviously big corporations who have the issue to solve. We're ready to help them.
All right, so this hydrogen storage facility sounds good. What's the unique thing for PowerUp? Have you got some particular technology that allows this? Why is this different to anyone else's offering?
The fuel cell itself.
Right.
They're really the heart and the brain. These are the things we have been developing ourselves in-house. We are capable of making the most lightweight and the smallest fuel cell stack in the world, to be honest. We have been developing fuel cell stack for the European Space Agency. So, and we really hope when the cargo ship lands to the dark side of the moon, it has our own fuel cell there. So that's why the fuel cell is really unique here. And that allows us to get the units which are small and lightweight.
Ivar, tell us about your background. I know you've been working at this for a long time, perfecting this technology. Tell everyone about it.
Yeah, I have 20 years of experience in the fuel cell development, in the battery development. So that's why this unit was also developed. I wanted to help mankind with something I really know how to make. And that's my background. The company was founded actually in US. We're one of the few startups started from the Silicon Valley and moved to Europe. But I mean, that's not only me. I mean, I have an amazing team behind me who has been really developing these units. So without these guys, we wouldn't have that.
Sure, so this unit really is coming from many years of research and development by a lot of smart people.
Oh yeah, we have 6 PhDs, many masters in our team, a lot of brains, and I mean, clever people who has been really developing and inventing this technology. Yeah.
Ivar, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
So that's PowerUp Technology, have a very innovative solution to energy storage. Next up, we are going to be hearing from Tim Better, who's adding new dimensions to the timber industry. And to tell us all about that, we've got the international sales specialist, Brian Casa.
% of timber traded globally is sourced from illegal harvesting. So, because of that, we lose 10 million hectares and $150 billion each year. Timber is using an AI to digitally transform the forestry sector, making it more sustainable, transparent, and trackable to eliminate the illegal logging. And also, we help to maximize the value of each log to support the safety of the operations and help to save the spray paint in the sector. For example, one company in Chile saves 22.5 tons of spray paint each year. And since starting to use Timbiter, they have not had any fatal accidents. So join us on our mission to make forestry more sustainable, data-driven, and help eliminate the illegal logging. Timbiter is already used globally in over 50 countries, and this is only just the beginning.
Brian, thank you very much for that. Now, as I understand it, your product is already providing value in many countries around the world, but can you help us break down what is the core technology at play with Timbiter?
We have a software solution combined with hardware and also data management system, where you're able to just take a picture of a log stack. We do the number crunching, and then all the data is available in real time in the cloud.
Okay, so we can automate the counting and cataloging of these logs.
Yes.
Now, you were saying that this helps to avoid illegal logging. How does this technology help that?
So each of our measurements has a geotag and also timestamps. And you can see all the measurements made by any organization. They have their account where they see the pinpoints on the map. And if there are any deforestation areas, then it's very easy to see if the logs should be sourced from there.
Right, so if we find a place that's been logged, then we can go, okay, who was logging here?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no one should have been logging
Exactly.
here. So, okay, now we know to go to investigate, where before the authorities didn't have that insight.
Yes.
Very interesting. Now I see where you're coming from here. So can you give us some estimate of how big is the market cap for this, do you think?
So I think regarding companies, we are looking at 500,000.
Different companies?
Yes,
Okay.
timber production, wood production companies, whether it's forestry management, sawmills, pulp mills, everyone.
And you also commented that your technology allows mills to be more efficient. Now, is this because they're not losing logs, because sort of it's easy to itemize and track them with the geotechnology?
Yes, that is one thing, but also how fast the measurements are. You take the picture and the whole process takes roughly a couple minutes compared to what it can take like hours while doing this measuring manually.
Right, so you take a photo from the side on so we can see all the different logs, and is there some sort of a side view that shows me how long the logs are, or how do we get that?
So
well?
we do not measure length yet, but this is one of the inputs for the calculation. So this is for the user to insert,
Sure.
but all the metrics for the calculation, from the calculation we provide.
Okay, so we got a stack of logs. They're probably fairly uniformly in length.
Yes.
But it's the number of logs that's the most important one for us.
Yes, number of logs and volume.
And volume, of course. Okay, so where do you think this product is going? Is it in its final state now, or do you have some future vision for new directions?
No, we definitely have future vision. So currently we have 4 different products for then maintaining and optimizing the whole supply and logistics chain. But we plan to also start measuring standing trees, so we could cover the data from the forest until the end production. And who knows what other ideas we might come up with.
Okay, I could see that. If you could also start to catalog standing trees where they are, then we've got some very valuable data, particularly in the field of stopping illegal logging. All right, Brian, thank you very much for your time today.
So that was Timbiter, and I think they're one of those companies that it's very clear the value of the technology, even if you're not working in that industry. Now, our next company has some cool ways to combine technology with Nordic design. Let's hear from CEO and co-founder of Roofit, Mr. Andres Arnijalg.
Hello. At Roofit Solar, we develop building integrated solar roofs by combining very traditional metal roofing with a modern solar technology. We develop and manufacture these roofs at our facility in Estonia, but actually 95% of our business is outside of Estonia, mostly in Scandinavian countries, also in German-speaking countries, and I think we have one roof also in Canada, which is good. We have sold more than 1,000 roofs like this, and most of them are not in Estonia really, and we have roofs in more than 20 countries. Basically, it's not only about the hardware piece, we also have a quite unique software piece to make the planning and installation of these roofs very easy for our partners. And so it's a kind of a combination of two different products, which is our offering. And our true belief is that this type of roofing will be the future of residential solar.
Andres, thank you very much for that. These panels look fantastic. How did you come onto this technology? Is it patented? Talk to us about the hardware.
Actually, it started from our own need. We just couldn't imagine to build a new house and build a new roof, and then on the next day drill holes into these new roofs and install regular panels. It's kind of not the right thing to do, and it doesn't look good. So we wanted to see solar to be invisible. This was our idea.
So the solar is built into the roof panel here. It's not like an extra bit that gets added on. Is that right?
Exactly. It is called a solar roof, which means that it is a roofing material, which has a PV layer, solar layer on top of that.
Right on. Okay. Now you are producing them here in Estonia right now. Is that correct?
That's
and
correct.
mostly exporting to other countries. So what's the business model? Are you looking to make them and sell them? Are you looking to license this? How do you grow this business?
At the moment, basically, we have two ways how we go to the market.
Mm-hmm.
We serve end customers in Estonia, Sweden, and Germany.
Okay.
There we do the direct sales to the end customer. We want to learn actually about the market.
It's a good way to go.
But in most of the countries, we have distribution partners who basically people who have got excited about this sort of products, and they are selling it their home countries.
Oh, okay. So there would be installers and those resellers in other countries.
Exactly, installers, distribution partners, and actually now recently we have started to cooperate with large roof manufacturing companies because solar will be mandatory in European Union in a few years' time, and everywhere. Which means that somehow now recently the roof manufacturing companies, they understood, roofs, solar combined, somehow we need to be in this field. So now they are approaching us as well, so we go to the market through the roof manufacturing companies as well.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, as I understand from your talk, there's also a software component which helps the owners manage that. Tell us about this.
Actually, our software component is meant really for these partners, our distribution partners, the roofers, to make the planning of the roof very simple, to understand actually where to place the solar panels, where to place the regular roofing material, how much power it generates, how the installation should be done. So it's this type of sales tool.
Okay, so it's to aid those who will be installing and then using your product, because it's not just like putting in a new piece of tiling. There's some technical...
You need to understand a little bit more about where the panel is, how to connect it to the next panel, etc.
I understand. So what do you feel is the unique selling point of Roofit? I mean, they look great, but is that it, or what's this? What's the unique thing?
I think the main reason why customers are really approaching us is the aesthetics.
True, they look great.
So if somebody builds a new house, really puts a lot of effort into design, having architects, they don't usually like to place these regular traditional field panels on the roof. So this is one type of customers. But recently also there are historical buildings, for example, and let's take our National Library.
Okay, yep.
We have installed our roof on top of National Library because regular panels were not allowed. Right. And we have now more and more these historical buildings who otherwise couldn't go solar.
Right, because so this is used as the actual roof.
Yes.
So this sort of integrates with the aesthetic, and it's not some massive old black panel sitting up on top of a roof, so it maintains that authentic style.
Correct.
I like it very much. So where did your background? How did you come up with this? Do you have some degree in this, or what's your speciality yourself?
Okay, I am one of the co-founder. My background is actually energy, and I came from fossil industry, fossil power generation, and starting from 2014 or 15, I felt really kind of that this is wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
So then I decided to quit my job, and then by accident I found the inventor of this product in a garage close to Tallinn, and he was just had few panels ready, and then we joined forces and started.
Okay, I like that. It's a good origin story to have.
But it happens really. It was like this.
Yeah, and that's what we can do here in Estonia, that we know each other, we can come together quite easily. So I love it. Andres, thank you very much for supporting us here today.
Thank you very much.
All right, that was Roofit Solar producing some very interesting and attractive solar panels for building and construction. Now, next up, we are going to be talking about taking materials and processing them into reusable materials. Let's go to a company called Fibinol, and we've got their Chief Development Officer, Pep Pitk.
So Fibinol is a technology company that is building a new future for the bio industry to transform the current non-sustainable practices, how we produce everyday chemicals, materials and end products, to sustainable options. So what we do, in very short, we take the woody residues from the forest and we convert them into the raw materials that can be used for producing asphalt, roads, wood construction materials, up to cosmetics, food and feed. Everyday products that we are every day using. General picture is Fibinol is all about the defossilization, to really enable the change and allow at scale industrial volumes of raw materials for chemical material industry. So it's not just one factory that we're building, it's a model for the future how to go forward. So sustainability for us means holistically many different things. It's reduced CO2, it's the higher resource efficient use of raw materials, it's the resource efficient water use, it's the social and environmental aspects relating to the minimized local impact. So that's what Fibinol is all about. And we are not just looking into Estonia and the Baltics, it's the platform that will go throughout the world where the hardwood is and needs to be valorized to transform the change.
Pep, thank you very much for that. I think it's really clear that Fibinol is doing something very sustainable, important for the future. Can you break down a little bit further your business model and how you see yourself playing a part as a value chain in the future?
Well, we started as an innovation company looking at the ways how to valorize wood more, because in Estonia currently it's kind of exported and the value goes other ways around. So we try to find the technology that allows to keep the value here and to go from the wood to really end products ourselves. Okay. So we started with the licensing model, but now we are owners of the technology and the IP and the global rights to roll it out. So we are going further as the own and operate, but together with the licensing to have more impact quicker, faster, because the transformation change to sustainable raw materials is huge, and we need to move fast, move together and collaborate.
All right, so you're taking the wood, which is byproducts of other industries, and then using that as the raw material for is that correct?
Yeah, this is the starting point. So we take the wood processing residues that are available today, but in the end, the scale that we need the transformation requires sustainably managed forest-derived raw material. And that's what is the input for us in the long run.
Okay, so, and you said you were talking about at first you were just licensing your technology, but now as I understand you have a factory as well. So do you see, so it's a B2B service product first. So how do you see that? Do you see you only having your own factories or licensing out? Talked about that.
So we have invested by today 100 million euros to build up the first industrial demonstration to really roll out the different prototyping of the value chains, from wood to construction materials, from wood to cosmetics, from wood to insulation foams, etc., etc. Everything that you see around, wood can be as a starting point. And the first plant will be owned and operate, but we are at the same time developing the licensing model that we can sell as a license package, technology package all around the world. So instead of being a factory company here, we are the technology company at the global level.
Is that where you see yourself going, to be that technology company is where you would like this to go there?
That's what Fibinol is all about.
Okay, very good. So what do you think is the market cap for this stuff? Is there any way you can estimate this?
Well, everybody wants today greener, more sustainable products, but the perception is that it needs to be less expensive than the fossil counterparts. I think what we are building is a new kind of way or new industry. So the bio-based industry, based on all the today's sustainability, environmental and social expectations. So it's not just a new factory to produce things, it's a new model how the industry should look like, not on expense on anything and anybody. So it's a new way of doing things.
Right, and it's just, we have to think in these new different ways to move forward for the future before the fossil fuels run out, before this becomes too much of a problem.
We need to have all things, all solutions at the same time need to be pushed forward to tackle the challenge that we have on a global scale.
Okay, I think so too. So why is Fibonol, why is some of your solutions unique?
I think you need to innovate, you need to think outside the box. So that's what we did. We had an option to go with the technologies that have been there for hundreds of years. So, but then you just go into the commodity market, do the same thing. We decided differently. We take the risk of the technology, but with that, we are targeting the stepwise change from what we do today to what we want to do. And we succeeded in that. We were lucky with the selection of the technology, and we are now able to take 1 ton of wood in and to convert it to 95% of useful products are not for energy. So compared to the existing technologies, it is 2 times higher efficiency. And we're able to do it with the renewable energy, we need to do it with renewable energy. The water will be recycled, purified and recycled, because water is one of the scarce resources going further, especially globally. And all these aspects together of the new industry and what we expect, that's what it's all about.
Okay, so your value, the core of it, is the technology to transform these other materials that were left over into something usable.
It starts with the technology, but obviously also the approach to the sustainability. Transparent, traceable, trackable way of counting, monitoring, reporting CO2. That's what you need to compare apples to apples and differentiate between what is good and bad. And obviously it's a bit more holistic. It's not just the CO2, there are so many different aspects of the sustainability that you need to take into account, and that's what we are trying to advocate on a global level. That's what we need to differentiate between technologies.
Very good. Pep, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Thanks.
So Fibonol, very, very interesting the way that they're taking raw materials that would usually be thrown away and making other raw materials that can actually be used for further down the value chain. And we're going to learn more about that now with another Estonian company, IO, who, among other things, are taking some of the raw materials that Fibonol are using and then on processing that to provide even more value. Let's go over and talk to the Chief Innovation Officer of IO. This is Mary-Liis Cute.
Hi, I'm Mary-Liis and happy to introduce you IO, a technology company rethinking fats and oils through fermentation. In a world where sustainability is in progress, IO is leading the charge. We reuse low-value side streams like sawdust to produce high-quality ingredients. Our mission is to substitute palm oil and animal-based fats with reliable alternatives. IO's yeast-derived fats and oils aren't just versatile, they're also game changer. In food, to feed, to cosmetics, to household chemicals, IO provides functionality and eco-consciousness to the products you use every day. With our core technology, we are able to mitigate 100 megatons of CO2 annually. Even more, compared to the animal farming, in fermentation, fats and oils are produced 10 times faster. Since our establishment 2022, IO has 11 members now and locked 3 million euros of investment. Our business model is B2B, luring in both small and large enterprises with whom we share same values. Our next ambition is to gather a Series A fund with 5 million euros. With this funding, we would like to construct our demo scale facility. IO's vision is to provide healthier solutions to our people and planet. There is a need for better alternatives. Luckily, there's IO.
Mary-Liis, thank you very much for that. Now, you're replacing animal fats and other oils with this more organic solution. Break that down for us, okay?
Yes, exactly. So our core technology is to produce fats and oils through fermentation with our unique yeast. So it's way sustainable than our current solutions, and we want to replace exactly palm oil, coconut fat, and animal-based fats.
Okay, so you've developed a yeast, and what is the other source of fuel for this?
Yeah, so yeast is taken from nature,
Of course.
and then we give the yeast the sugars to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be any type of sugar from timber industry,
Mm-hmm.
from food industry, as well as agriculture, and we are able really to produce from this low value biomass high quality ingredients.
Right, so you're looking to use products that are already byproducts of other industries that would either be, I don't know, thrown away or have a low value outcome, and you combine it with your yeast and you're producing a more high value material.
Exactly, you understand correctly,
Oh, I'm good.
Luis.
I'm getting good at this. So now that you're using the yeast to make this product, what are some of the purposes? Break that down for us.
Yeah, so exactly, like I said, palm oil, using
Right.
palm oil is not sustainable.
Okay.
And if you open a package of different goods, you see palm oil is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we can really substitute it in food, in pet food, as well as cosmetics, household chemicals. So your everyday life would change a bit.
So this palm oil is already in many products that we have
Exactly.
already, and you're able to do that.
Substitute that.
Sure, substitute that. What's your business model here? Do you want to sell dog food? Do you want to, sell this food or cosmetics? How are you going with this?
So we are B2B model, and we really are looking collaboration in the industry to really provide the ingredients for the food industry, cosmetics industry. They are the ones who are putting it in the recipes and then bringing to the market to the customers. Nevertheless, we still need to educate our end users so they can really ask those new alternative solutions.
Are you looking to produce the products yourself, or are you looking to license this technology out so customers can produce it themselves?
Good question. We're going to open our pilot scale facility, which is a 300 liter reactor next year.
Okay.
But we really we are really like a biotech company with our core technology of sustainable and synthetic biology. So in the big scale, we would really like to license out our technology.
Right. I really like that. You want to stick to your core competencies. You want to make sure you do what you do best, and let your partners do their thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so I really like where you're going with this. It's very, very interesting. Is there any way for you to estimate the market cap here, because there's so many uses where palm oil is used?
Yeah, there's a really promising scenario for these single cell oils. So they will reach around 20% of market marginals yearly. So this is really the market where we should go, really to find new functional oils to bring them in the market.
Oh, okay, so is this your next steps? You mentioned that you wanted to produce your own pilot factory to produce this so your potential customers can see this is made. What are these next steps beyond that?
Yeah, exactly. Talking about this functionality, like I said, our background is synthetic biology, so we really want to engineer the cells that they produce exact lipid composition that the clients need. Talking about omega-rich lipid mixtures or cocoa butter equivalent, they already warn us that one day maybe we can't eat chocolate anymore. So imagine we need the cocoa butter to provide chocolate. So this is our core technology actually.
Absolutely, you are doing some fundamental work to make sure that we still have chocolate. We need it.
Exactly.
Mary-Lise, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Luis.
All right, so thank you very much to IO for revolutionizing the food industry, a very common product. They are finding ways to replicate that using yeast and using modern biotech technologies. So today we've been looking at a bunch of tremendous startups from Estonia. You may ask yourself, why Estonia? How is this small country producing so many innovative startups? Is it the air? Is it the beautiful nature? Is it the tranquility of the forest that allows big ideas to grow in these people's minds? Is it the fresh quality of the environment that puts you in a good state of mind? Look, I've been here for over a decade myself, and I'll tell you, I'm not sure, but it definitely exists. There is definitely something special about the small country of Estonia. Now, if you are interested in a personalized offer for some e-consultation, or if you would like to come and visit us here in Estonia, simply scan the QR code and you will get the fastest information tailored to investors specifically seeking technologies in green tech in Estonia.
Now, there is no better time than now to invest in green tech in Estonian startups because the future has arrived already. My name is Louis Zezerin. Thank you very much.